Older brother Ricky proudly in his corner, breaking training to come over to Dublin tonight for this fight, which in his own way, Dave Boy McCauley, is rather unusual.
Yeah, but that's the sort of fella Ricky Hatton is. You know, he's here, he likes doing the corner, especially when it comes to his own family, and he wants to be here to make sure he gives all his brother all the encouragement that he needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, ladies and gentlemen, is an international welterweight contest scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds between and introducing. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks trimmed with black. He comes from Finland and weighed in at 10 stone, 6 pounds and 6 ounces. Holds a 14-fight record, 9 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw. Please welcome from Finland, Samuel Leppiaho. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, across the ring in the red corner, wearing the multicoloured trunks trimmed with black. He weighed in at 10 stone, 8.5 pounds, and brings to the ring a 35-fight professional record, 31 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. He's the current IBF Intercontinental Welterweight Champion. Please welcome Manchester's M.Hatton. Officials appointed for this contest by the Boxing Union of Ireland is the referee, Mr. M.Hatton, the timekeeper, Mr. Alex McKenzie.
Professionals all the time, okay? Put him up, let's go to work. Put him up.
The voice of M.Hatton, sticking to the two boxers, but they know the drill by now themselves. M.Hatton, centre of the ring, son of the famous Fred. Olympic silver medalist, Melbourne, over a half a century ago, and later on a pro boxer and a referee. So in the gold trunks, it's M.Hatton. See the guard held up high, protecting his chest bone there by the young Finn. Snappy jabs going out from Hatton. So far, no retort from Leppiaho. Good blocking of the punches there by the Finn. Twice as much experience has M.Hatton. That's a good right hand. Just over the top of the guard there of the young Finn.
It's a nice quick 1, 2, 3 from Hatton. He's a nice crisp puncher, and he looks like he has a bit of power. You know, he doesn't look to me right now. He's a devastating puncher, but he's crisp, you know, and hurtful. And I suppose in this game, that's all you need, to be crisp and to be hurtful. But it's nice to be a one-punch knockout merchant. But I think just the way he's delivering those punches at the minute, he would be a 2 or 3 punch man before you go on the canvas. But that's a cracking right hand.
He's done it again.
Yes, yeah. Another
right hand. Very good. That's 2 really top-class right hands he's thrown in the first minute and a half of this fight. Nice and bubbly, both of them in the early stages. Finn just carrying the fight tool for the moment. Well, there's no doubt the Finn is vulnerable to that right hand over the top. Just watch for it. Hatton leading with the left, of course, orthodox boxer. And again, that chin was just visible for a moment, and Hatton went for it that time, blocked off by the left hand of Leppiaho. Obviously, the work has been done in the gym by Hatton. Well, you wouldn't be surprised at that, would you? Because he's been working side by side with his brother. A couple of years and the difference in the rages. Ricky, the older one. Last 40 seconds of round 1. Scheduled for 8. Dave Boy McCauley says it's a accumulation of punches from Hatton, and who would argue with Dave Boy? I think you're spot on the ball here, and he's punched a lot in this round.
He has, he's thrown plenty, but as I say, now, it's only the first round. We don't know, he could be feeling his way around, but he looks to me like he's not a one-punch knockout merchant, you know, so therefore he's what you call a nice, crisp, solid puncher. You know. But he's throwing plenty, and that's what it's all about. He's scoring loads of points.
So the first round has terminated. And Matthew Hatton goes back to his corner and in his right shell, like is his brother Ricky, telling him that you won that round all right, but he knows that himself anyway. That was a good right hand, and he threw it a few times. Yeah, he's caught
Leppiaho with a couple of those right hands. But I'd like to see him working a wee bit more to the body now, Jim, because he's throwing a lot of head shots in this round. If it was the various shots, head and body, because this guy, the Finnish guy, he's open to a lot of good, solid body shots. He's tall, he's lean, and the elbows are slightly raised, so Hatton here could punish this man to the body. But he hasn't thrown enough in the first round, but that may change in the coming round. Even at this early stage, there's a little bit of a mouse beginning to develop just over the left eye there of the young Finn. Nothing much, but it's there nonetheless. So we give the first round to Matthew Hatton, and referee M.Hatton waits for the cornermen to get out of the ring. That they've done, and away we go. It's round 2. Starts like the last one started and finished with the left jab of Hatton. See what I'm saying there, Jimmy, with the elbows? See the way that was a nice, straight, solid right hook there into the body. Now, he's open for left hooks to the body as well, because he holds the elbow slightly raised and gives you enough room there to get your glove in below his short rib, and that's where you do a lot of damage. But he's not sitting back though, Finn. Leppiaho. Hatton would appear to be the stronger puncher and no doubt the more accurate. On the evidence we've seen, so that's that right hand again. That's 3 times it's sneaked in over the top of the guard of Leppiaho. And when he gets back at the end of this round, you'll see that there's a little bit of damage just around, just over the left eye. No sign of blood or anything like that yet, but the punches have landed more or less in the same spot. Every single one of those right hands that he's thrown. What, I think 4 now. Trying to set him up for another one. What difference is in Ricky Hatton and his brother apart from an age difference? It's well known by now that Ricky Hatton is a Manchester City fan, but there's one other huge difference. His brother here, Matthew, is a Manchester United fan. But in the ring, they're very much brothers. It'll be fun in that house when the Manchester derby comes along. I wouldn't like to be sitting in between them. That's it. When he throws that right hook to the body, he has great success, but he wants to try the left hook too, because Leppiaho's right arm or right elbow is sometimes is lifted very high, and it leaves his short rib bang wide open to cracking left hook. And that's the sort of things I would like to see Hatton do here, to concentrate a wee bit more to the body. He throws loads of head shots, just cut it down slightly and throw a lot more body shots, because when you hit the body often enough, the head drops. Good right hand there from Leppiaho. Nice one, left to the body. There he went for the body there. He's just a little short of distance, but he wasn't short of distance with that cracking right. Lovely right hook. Takes the next piece on arms and gloves. Good round this for Hatton. There's the right hand 1, 2 times more. So that left jaw and just around the left eye of Leppiaho. Good straight left there from the Finn, but he has to take 3 in return. This, like the first, is Hatton's round, but even perhaps more conclusively so. That was a bit of a slap from Hatton that time. And the bell ends the round. A good round, I would think, for Matthew Hatton, but there's nothing shy and retiring about the Finn either. No, the Finn's trying his best here. He's trying to reply with his own jabs and his own right hands, but Matthew Hatton here, he is having the greater success. He's piling the pressure on. He's very accurate with those jabs and those right hooks, but I would like to see him going a wee bit more to the body. I know he is throwing 1 or 2 body shots, but he's not throwing enough. And young Leppiaho here, he's doing quite well, so we can't all be one-sided. I know he has a slight mark here on his left eye, but it's not really, at this moment in time, it's not really that dangerous, but that could get worse as the fight progresses. So the corner of Matthew Hatton. And the cold iron on the eyes. Good hard fight. Good hard fight from 2 men here.
Important that Hatton doesn't pick up an eye injury or anything like that, because he's a big date in America on December 8th, when his brother fights the pretty boy. If there were doubles in boxing, like you have in a lot of sports, there'd be some beating the Hatton brothers. There's a good right hand again. There's a lovely left lead and a right cross from Matthew Hatton. And he just makes himself elusive and isn't there when Leppiaho threw his left hand. Nicely taken on the elbow there by Hatton. Head just a little low, but inadvertently so from Leppiaho.
He's doing very well here. He's picking his shots. He's working for his openings here. You know, he's coasting along here, and he's not in a big lot of danger. You know, everything's going his own way here, and this is what you like to see. A guy who can have the upper hand here, and he's throwing some nice combination. That's another nice hook into the body. I'd like to see more of those. But he throws some really good combinations. Not a big lot of power in behind the shots, but he's going here more for speed and accumulation.
And that he's doing. He's totting them up, totting up the points. No doubt he's leading. Doesn't want to get careless. He's boxed on a few of his brother's big bills. Oh, that's good. And at the left leg opened up the opportunity for the right hand. And I think his feet got mixed up there, Leppiaho, but he was certainly looked as if he might have been hurt with the right hand. It was a cracker from Hatton, who moves away. Good on his feet, Hatton, really up and around. Tries the right hand again, a little lower this time. That's the right hand getting just half taken on the glove by Leppiaho. Snaps out his own left hand, but each of those that were taken on the gloves there by Hatton. Defensively, Hatton looks well equipped. See, it's the whole package that counts. You've got to be able to lead, you've got to be able to make your crosses, combinations, but you've also have to defend yourself. And that, I think, Dave Boy, Hatton has done really well. Doing it very well, yes. But Leppiaho here, Jimmy, he's open to see his left-hand side here to the body and to the head, because he's open for a left hook to the head here, because he's dropping that hand slightly, ever so low. Well, not very low, but just enough to get your left hook across to the head and to the body. Now, his left-hand side is that wee bit more protected, you know, but I would think that if Hatton here concentrated on Leppiaho's left-hand side, he would have a bit more success to the head and to the body. Leppiaho is the one who's in arrears as we come towards the end of round 3. Again, this Matthew Hatton's round. He'll be happy enough with that, and it's going to be an uphill battle now for the young man from Finland. This is a 15th professional fight for the Finn, but you see these combinations that Hatton is putting together. The left lead opening it up.
Yeah, what he's doing here is picture book stuff. He's building up the points, he's winning every round. We're maybe being a wee, maybe being a wee bit too critical about. I can see openings to Leppiaho's left-hand side, but Hatton has had losing success on the right-hand side, and what he's doing is he's winning the fight, and he's winning it quite easy.
Not a mark on his face anywhere, and there's a few of them popping up on the face of Leppiaho. As I said, this is his 15th professional fight. The previous 14, 9 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. 14 fights have been in Finland, his native country, and 1 in Sweden. So this is the furthest west he's been in his pro boxing career. Jab, jab. Hatton takes the Finn's jab on his gloves. Feints to throw a right hand, takes it back. Hatton snappy on that left jab. Oh, it's a right hand, and the Finn shuddered for a moment. I looked immediately at his knees, but there was no collapse in the legs. But certainly his head felt it, and he felt that jab as well from Hatton.
Every punch that Leppiaho threw there that Hatton took bang on the gloves. So he's got a real good tight defence. Hatton, he's not taking any abuse at all. Those punches aren't getting through. Nice stuff by Hatton again. Lovely combination. No power, but they're scoring the points, and that's what they need in this game, Jim. You need points, because what do they make?
What do points make?
Prizes.
Oh, thanks, Bruce. That's Dave Boy McCauley for sight. Still in the 4th round here, and the Finn has certainly come to earn his money here, because Hatton's on top and aims to remain thus. What's impressed me most about Hatton, apart from this beautiful jabbing and that occasional and accurate right cross, is his defensive work. I think he's been magnificent defense. He's hardly been a glove laid on him. And right now we're going to have the old gum shield cleaned out. I wouldn't dare accuse him of spitting it out, but
come on. Let's go.
But Matthew Hatton looking good in this 4th round.
Box.
And I feel that there might be just one more round in the film.
That right eye of Leppiaho or left, just forget that there's one of his eyes who seems to be a lot worse than the other here. I think it's his left eye, or it's one of the eyes. I just can't see, but there's one of the eyes that's there's a lot of damage done to it, and it's getting worse as the fight progresses here. The right eye.
He shipped a fair deal of punishment, mind you. And to say that he's outpointed, we're putting it mildly.
Well, this is what Hatton's doing. He's building up the points here. He's not loading up. He's not wasting energy. He's scoring loads of points. He's throwing loads of punches, and he's hitting the target. You know, but I would like to see the fella now that he has the upper hand, and he must realise now he's not going to be in a big lot of trouble here. So therefore, you can take. It's not that you can take a chance. You can try and vary your shots to the body and to the head and use this as a really good workout. I'm not saying that Leppiaho isn't capable of doing any damage, but at this moment in time, he doesn't look like he's going to do a lot of damage.
Well, certainly you could have any price that the Finn will win the fight. But having said that, don't call us, we'll call you. Left lead again from Hatton. Takes them in the gloves there. That's the last 2 punches again. You hear that slapping noise. I would tell you that he's taken them on the gloves. That's a marvellous defensive display by Hatton. Very impressive indeed. That face tells the story.
What we have here is basically the same the whole way through. Hatton working with his jab, working for the openings, and then banging that right hand across. And it's been the same thing, the same scenario the whole way through this fight. Loads of combinations, loads of headshots, but I would just like to see 1 or 2 more shots to the body, because I would say this guy would be a pretty good body puncher if he was to let them go.
Cheers are for the call, the round card girl. Nearly got tripped up with that sentence there. That could be dangerous.
10 seconds.
But it's the round card girl.
Seconds out. Round 5.
It's round 5. Scheduled for 8. As I said earlier on, for Matthew Hatton, as well as tonight, and a payday with his brother in the corner. I wonder how critical Ricky the Hitman is about his brother. I'd say he's incredibly supportive. And if everything goes well for Hatton here tonight, as we said before, he boxes on Ricky's undercard in Las Vegas on the 8th of December. What a night that'll be against pretty boy Mayweather, who reckons he's the best pound-for-pound fighter, not just now, but all time. Well, they can might as well dream heroes in bed.
That left jab of Hatton's is opening Leppiaho up like a tin opener, you know, and he needs to be banging his right hands across as well, but it's a cracking left jab. It does all the damage, you know, opens the man right up, and then he follows on with the right hands and the left.
Push his head down,
it's one of the best left jabs I've seen in ages. It's very accurate, because every time he lets it go, it hits the target.
It's hardly missed with him, hardly missed. There it is, out goes again, that left jab. How old is this man? He's 26, that's what he is, Matthew Hatton. 26 years old. They've made it easy for Emil Teeth, the referee here. No old messing and holding and wrestling and slow waltzing.
No, it's a good, honest boxing match here. You know what you're getting here is variety. You know, you're getting body shots, head shots, combinations. You know what I mean? You're getting a whole lot here. Hooks, right hands. Like, they're not one-trick ponies. These guys, you know, they're giving us a very good display of boxing skills.
Well, Hatton must have bigger paydays down the road. There's no doubt about that. He seems to have the whole package. The lead is good, the right cross is good, his defensive work is good. There's more examples of that defensive work, taking on the upper arms, the elbows and the gloves. And then just have a look at his face. Tell me if you see a mark on Hatton's face.
Leppiaho is definitely looking the worse for wear. That right eye is getting a lot more swollen than what it was in the previous round. But it's just taking a terrible battering here from Hatton, because that left jab is never out of his face. It's not a powerful left jab, but what it is, it's a point score, you know, and he's building the points up. He must be a minor front. I haven't kept a score in this fight, and I should have, but Hatton has won every round so far.
There have been no knockdowns, that's the only thing, but he's won every round comfortably. Right! He's a gutsy fellow, this Leppiaho from Finland, and that's the end of another round, and another one for M.Hatton. We look back presently at a little piece of that round, and you see the left, look at it, right in his face.
A nice 1, 2, 3, but it's been the same thing the whole way through, Jimmy. I mean that in a good way. I mean, like, Hatton's had the upper hand. Like, he's a guy, he's in there, he's dominating the fight, he's calling the shots, you know, he's dictating the terms. But now that he's got a great points lead, I would like now to see him, if he could or if he could hear me, like, set the feet in a position where he can get a bit more power into the shots, because he looks to me that he could punch a lot harder than what he is. But he's going here for speed, he's going for points, and that's what he wants to do. But I think he could punch harder than what he really is at this moment.
His brother puts the gum shield back in his mouth.
Round 6.
Round 6 is about to explode at the National Stadium on the South Circular Road in Dublin. Left, left, left.
You see, there's a bit of power there. There's a bit of power because he delivered that shot properly. You know, it came from the waist up, and he hit Leppiaho there with 3 good left hooks. Now they hit the gloves, but you could feel there's a bit more power there than there was in previous left hooks that he's thrown.
Tomorrow morning when he wakes up and looks in the mirror, Samuel Leppiaho won't recognize himself. His face is beginning to swell up around both eyes, around the jaws, and a bit of blood now seeping out of his nose. Only seeping. But it's a good performance by Hatton, and he's made them talk around the stadium here, certainly around the immediate ring area. They're talking about him.
But you have to give Leppiaho, sorry for that, but you have to give Leppiaho, Jimmy, credit, because he's still there, he's still trying, you know, he's trying his best, he's throwing shots, he's not lying down, he's coming forward and he's trying to do his best, you know. So I know we've been all one-sided here on Hatton's favour. That's because he's doing most of the work, but you have to give the Leppiaho a lot of credit, because he's still there. Oh, that was a cracking right hand.
1, 2, 3, his head was turned at 180 there with that last right hand from Hatton. The referee, M.Hatton, has a good, interesting look at it. Another one of those and he'll step in. Now, that I'm practically certain. So Hatton has to look for that one telling shot now. It could be the left lead followed by that another right cross, and then if the Finn stays up from that, he's a better man than we think he is. He's really shipping some punishment now. It's looking like an early night for Hatton if he's got it in his armory. He still has a minute left in this round. What a courageous, gutsy fellow Samuel Leppiaho is, the young Finnish star. Well, he survived that onslaught, and he's gutsy.
And he was caught with a good solid right hand, and it's one of the best right hands that Hatton has thrown through the fight. There's a bit more power in it.
Three punches without any response from Leppiaho. Hatton sets him up, tries to rest that right hand again, but the Finn was just moving away, just moving out of distance with it, and so it didn't have the impact that Hatton would have liked. He clubs a bit with his right hand there rather than throwing an accurate cross. And there's the bell to end the round. What a man this young Finn is. He must have a headache now, Dave.
Well, if it's not now, it definitely will be tomorrow morning. This is good stuff. That was two cracking left hooks. So there was the way, and you can tell by the power because it came from the lateral movement. That's from the waist up doing, and that's how you get the power. I think the fight's over. The fight's over.
Yeah, it's all over. Not surprising, but full credit to Leppiaho. My goodness, he was gutsy. But a good win from M.Hatton with not a telling mark on him. If he went home now, they wouldn't know what he was at this evening. He certainly could get away with saying, well, I wasn't fighting anyway, because let's have a look at your face, Matthew. Let's get up close to you. Not a sign of a punch that's landed in his face. So Hatton the winner. And now he'll move on to the United States of America on December the 8th. And there he will undercard his brother and get up close and personal with Pretty Boy Floyd. So just the official announcement to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the 6th round, the referee has stopped the contest. The winner, M.Hatton!
Yes, a very good win for Hatton. But Macklin's full of pep, full of energy, and he just loves the whole scene. And he won't stand back, that's for sure. Macklin. Alessio Furlan, go to it, gentlemen. Both, as you can see, orthodox boxers. Left foot forward, left hand forward. And Macklin has begun by jabbing, jabbing, jabbing. None of them have connected yet, but that doesn't matter. It serves a purpose. It keeps Furlan mind occupied. He's got a good right hand to Macklin, but he won't throw that in angle until he's sure of an opening. But this jab he's throwing now is just keeping Furlan at bay and not allowing the Italian from somewhere near Turini's front. He's been around a bit, Furlan. This is his 33rd professional fight. So he's been in with kind of them all in his time. But it's got to be remembered too that he brought such a star as Sebastian Sylvester and John Duddy to the last round of contest. Now that's that right hand from Macklin that he's been holding for the first minute and 10 seconds of the round. So you know it's there, it's in the cupboard, and he can release it any time when you least suspect it. 1, 2, 3 right hands from Macklin. No response from Furlan. They look heavy hands there, didn't they?
They did. I talked to Matthew Macklin yesterday, and I was asking him like how he thinks or what he's going to do. He said to me he was going to get out first round, feel his way around, and if he sees an opening in the first round, second round or third round, he's going to go for it, but he's not there to try and take yes man out early. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And that's what he's doing now.
That common sense.
Yeah, he's feeling his way around. He's seeing what your man is good at, what he's bad at, what his strengths are. Can he punch? will they hurt me? You know, so he's doing exactly the right thing. He's not getting overawed. He's getting in there. He's taking it nice and easy, and he's there to do a job. And if he wins it within 3 or 4 rounds, good. And if he doesn't, well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so be it. Doesn't really matter.
So there you have it. 40 seconds to go in the first round. Nice tidy job here at the start from Macklin. Jab is good. The jab is good. It's accurate. It's often. So far, not a great deal coming from the right hand, but when he allows to unleash it, it does carry a lot of power. 10 rounds scheduled for. Left hand again goes in there from Macklin. Furlan dodging and weaving, but not really being able to do very much about it. And just holding Furlan at bay. And the bell ends the first. Matthew Macklin's round. He boxed well, Dave Boy.
He did exactly what he said to me he was going to do, and I can't fault him because he's there. This guy is a very, very cagey fighter. He's not a devastating puncher, Furlan, but he can bang a bit, Jimmy. You know, he's not a powder palm puncher, and he can cut you up, and he's rough. He knows the tricks of the trade. He's been around, so what you do is, the first round, you come out, you feel your way around, and don't get involved in a brawl. Stand back and just take stock of what's going on. Now, you might see in this round, or the next round, Macklin stepping up a gear or two, but he's not here to take Furlan out in the first round, or the second round, or the third, or the fourth. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
So, accumulation. This man, Furlan, is not for taking out easily anyway, because he's been around the block. Sebastian Silvestre, that was a great fight for him, and it wasn't until the last round that he was able to put the Italian away. Same with John Duddy, so they'd tell you. And Macklin is well aware of that. The Macklin jab has to stay constant, accurate, and often. And interspersed with an odd hook off that left hand again, off the left foot. And always holding in reserve the right hand. But Furlan is busy.
He's covering up well there, Furlan. You can tell by the way he fights, he's a cagey fighter, Jimmy. Like, he's peekaboo style, he's awkward, you know, he swings around, or he sort of half bobs and weaves. He makes himself very awkward, and he makes himself a very hard target to nail. And that's what his game's all about. And how he does this because he's been around for a long time, and he's had quite a few hard fights. And I think him with some half-decent guys, you know, he's got some good quality opponents.
So the left hand there from Cedar hurt Macklin for a moment. And it stung Macklin into a response. A left hand that might have been a shade low, but not a foul low. And look at the way Macklin's fighting back. They don't take this man for granted. There might have been one punch that stung him. I should imagine it did. And now look at the way he's...
Oh, that's a cracking left hook.
That's great stuff from Macklin. And that originated with a left hand that might have stung him on the solar plexus. And now he's telling Furlan, don't you try it again, mate.
It's cracking stuff there from Matthew Macklin. He opened that up with a left hook to the body, then Furlan dropped the right hand down slightly, and then Macklin came across with a left hook. Good stuff. He's working his way in, and he's not getting overawed, which is the best way to do it, and the only way to do it, and the proper way to do it.
He's a class act, Matthew Macklin, there's no doubt about that. One of the few defeats he's had was against Jamie Moore, but that was one of the great fights, and they're still talking about it, and they'll be talking about it for years and years. He lost it, but he gained so many kudos in defeat. But he doesn't want defeat with kudos, he wants victory. And like now, he's on the road to it. Both hands good, good hooking by Macklin.
You can tell by the way Macklin delivers his punches, Jimmy, he's got a bit of power. You know, there's no doubt about that. Macklin can punch. And if he hits you right, you'll go. There's no doubt about that. It's getting the punch on target and throwing enough to open this guy up. If he lands, you're in big trouble.
He has half a minute left in this round. Furlan is playing catch-up now, and it's only the second round. But he's a good old pro, is Furlan. But he's taking the stick now. And I'm not so sure that he has anything like knockout punch in his own armory at all. But Macklin is very busy with both hands, hooking into the body there with that left lead, jabbing it out. Once it's a hook, then it's a jab. And all the time he's waiting with the right hand cocked at the end of round 2. And Furlan looks a man who knows that he's on the slippery slope.
Good stuff here from Macklin. He's opening this guy up with his jab. Those are only powder punches, but he swings that left hook. Look, bang! That's the punch that's doing the damage, and that left hook to the head. Furlan, he wobbled it, and he wobbled again with that right hook. There's a bit of power there now. With Macklin shows he's doing a good job, and he's doing a clinical job, but this guy is very, very experienced, so he has to be very...
From Macklin. He's a good fighter.
Watch your head.
He's a good crowd pleaser, and man, he can punch.
Oh, that's a cracking hook to the body. There are the punches that do all the damage. Good stuff. Good. Oh, look. See if you drop the hands he got and you make a face. What does that tell you? You just hurt me there. But don't be doing it again.
Well, Furlan is no quitter, but I'll tell you one thing, he's being hurt, and he's most definitely being hit.
Watch your head, Matty.
This is a nice performance by Macklin. He looks the real package. That right to the body, low down on the solar plexus. Hooks the left hand twice, 3 times, and that staggers Furlan, and Furlan's in trouble. Another combination like that, and the Italian, tough and all as he is, might smell the canvas at the stadium. While with the right hand, tied up by Macklin. That's a very good performance by the Tipperary Roscommon Birmingham man.
See, Furlan is reluctant to reply here because every time Furlan opens up himself, he gets caught with good solid body shots and good head shots. So he's thinking here, what will I do to avoid being hit? And the thing is, he's trying to cover up with the elbows and the arms and the gloves, but Macklin's still getting through.
If Furlan was a house, he is Macklin invading it through the windows, through the front door and through the back door, and there's no escape for Furlan now as Macklin appears to have his measure in all avenues. Furlan wild with the left hand. He may be getting a little frustrated in himself now, but there's no doubt Macklin hasn't lost his control, his concentration, and most of all his punching ability. Takes a left hand, he'll always get hit, but he's hit more often than he has been struck himself. And this is a good performance. He's trying to the body, then to the head, and the amount of punches he's throwing would please the hitman himself who's in his corner. That's taken on the elbow by Furlan, but even the power of it, that was dangerously round the back. Dave Irving having a quick look, making sure it's not a kidney, but it wasn't from Macklin.
Stop boxing! Okay, watch your head.
Furlan's head gets caught under the oxter of Matthew Macklin. It's a very good round this for Macklin again. He looks powerful, poised, and potentially lethal.
Watch your head, Matthew. Break! No one top.
See, Furlan, he's been far too negative in this round and in the last round, and that tells me that Macklin's punches are doing a fair bit of damage because Furlan doesn't want to open up here in case he gets hurt more than what he is already being hurt.
But what can he do but be defensive? He can't get an opening, and every time he tries, Macklin punishes him.
But what he should be doing, in my eyes, he's doing the wrong thing. He's covering up too much. If he wants to have a chance, I know it's a slight chance, but if he wants to have a chance, Furlan should be opening up with his own puncher. He's not a bad puncher. He's not a KO specialist, but he can hurt you slightly, and that's what he should be trying to do.
Certainly animated in the Furlan corner.
Non mette i ganci, e via con le gambe, dopo 2 colpi presi, via con le gambe.
It looks as though Alessio Furlan is in the departure lounge. Macklin has looked good right from the opening. The reason he's looked good is because he is good.
you have to give Furlan here like a bit of credit too, Jimmy, because he has been on the receiving end from the first round, and he's still there, he's still standing, you know, and he's still trying. Mate, he's not trying very hard because he's scared to open up in case he gets caught with a good solid left to the body or to the head. So he's worried here, but he should be, in order to try and take the play away from Macklin, he should be trying to, you know, crawl all over the top of Macklin, like swarm him with punches, you know, from all angles. Because it's the only opportunity, or it's the only thing he has left to do. Because if he keeps staying and doing what he's doing, Macklin's going to crucify him.
See, Macklin has the artillery. He has got the range of punches. Right now it's the right hand, then it's the left hand. So it takes your money, it takes your choice, and he's got them in all. He can hook, he can jab, he can straight punch. The only thing he hasn't thrown a lot of, if any at all, is an uppercut tonight, Macklin, but otherwise he has the whole range. That's a heavy-handed body shot there from Macklin. Furlan does open up, and as soon as he does, as soon as he opens the door, Macklin is in to pounce on him.
See how tight Furlan's defense is now, Jimmy. He's keeping those elbows well tucked in and the gloves up high. He doesn't want to get hurt, and he's doing his best to avoid that. He's bobbing and weaving here, slightly making himself difficult to be hit. But his defense here is pretty good too, because Macklin here at this moment is just bouncing punches off his arms and off his gloves. So you have to give Furlan credit. He's covering up very well.
There was an uppercut, and there was another one, and there's another right hand, all from Macklin. Takes a left to the face himself. Well, Furlan's second visit to Dublin. Lost here to John Duddy, as you know by now, and he's on his way to losing to Matthew Macklin as well. That's good stuff for Macklin. I mean, Furlan has taken a lot of stuff in the arms and gloves defensively, doing as well as he can, but even the arms will begin to get tired now. And he looks to be in trouble here. One good shot, I think, might put him on his bum. Holds on well. Holds on well. Dave Irving has to come in and separate, and that's that left hand in again to the small ribs from Macklin, and the left hand jabs out to the face of Furlan. Furlan doing his best to cover up, but he's caught again by Macklin with the left hand, with the right hand, and he's down. Fair-Towton, he could have taken another few seconds, but he doesn't want another few seconds. Now, there's no doubt Macklin's head was low there. Referee acknowledges that, and Furlan goes back to sit on his stool, but he's a courageous bit of stuff.
There's no doubt about it. Like this guy's got guts. He's trying his best, but Macklin's breaking him down here with uppercuts. And see that left hook and right hook into the body, and that right hook or right uppercut to the head. They're the punches that are breaking Furlan's defense down, especially that left hook to the body and that left hook to the head. Good, it's good stuff here from Macklin. He's just systematically breaking this man down, and this man's defense is very, very, very tight. And it's a credit to Macklin, and he's able to punch right through that and break it right down.
Alessio Furlan, 31-year-old from Italy. He has a tattoo that says El Guerriero, the warrior. Well, warrior he most certainly is. But then you could say the same for the man with the great Irish background. Third time to fight as a pro in Dublin. He beat Michael Monaghan here for the Irish middleweight title in May 2005, and then he beat Darren Rhodes in August 2007. That's Matthew Macklin.
Oh, that's a cracking left
must have hurt.
Yeah, beautiful
must have hurt Furlan. It was just above the belt line. Round 5.
Keep it going.
Now where can he turn to? Well, there's nowhere to turn to. There's the one thing about a ring, there is no escape. You can escape on a football field, but not in this. And the right eye of Furlan is beginning to close up ever so slightly now. And a tough right on the top of the right jaw as Macklin goes to work yet again. Left, trying to set him up for the right hand. But the left leads from Macklin are good, but he can switch it. He can go leading with his right as well. And Furlan is paid at the moment in his own mind to defend himself as best he can. And that he's been doing with a lot of courage, but no great invention, as Macklin keeps pounding on him. He's a bit like a wood chopper in the forest, chopping away at the tree, and sooner or later he's got to say, this man must fall. And when he falls, he'll be cut up in logs and carried out. And as Martin be far away, he puts his hands on the ropes there, Furlan. Referee Dave Irving having a good look. He might step in very soon. He will not allow the Italian to take undue punishment, but in fairness, Furlan is defending himself against another Macklin onslaught. Left hand, right hand. Now, a lot of these have been taken.
Whoa, that was a deliberate butt there from Furlan. That wasn't nice. He butt at Macklin there with the head.
Well, he'd be sorry he did that, but the last time he did that with a lowish punch to the body, Macklin got his gander up, and once his gander's up, you can see what he can do, but you won't do that too often to Matthew Macklin. And now Furlan may pay for that. Left hand was solid. Right hand was equally so.
But Furlan, he's still there, Jimmy. He's still fighting. He's still trying. There's no doubt about it. This guy is one tough cookie.
Referee had to talk to Macklin about that. It's not the WWE. He was hitting him as he went across the ropes and back on the ropes. He is a tough cookie. There's no doubt about that. He's taken a shellacking here, and he's still there, very much there. But you've got to ask Furlan himself and ask the referee how much more of this can he take. But one thing to remember, he is defending himself at all times, and there is the bell to end another frustrating run in many ways for Furlan, but maybe equally so for Macklin. He's been asking himself, Dave Boy, what more has he got to do here?
Well, the way it looks to me, Jimmy, Furlan's defense is so good. See to the body there, he has his elbow well tucked in, and he's taking the punches on the arms, and Macklin is sometimes just throwing the punches round the side, and he's not hitting the target. That's why Furlan is still there, because he's blocking the punches, and what punches he's not blocking, Macklin's throwing around the side. We have to give Furlan credit here, because his defense is very tight and very good, and it's getting hard for Macklin to break it down. He was having success earlier on, but Furlan's defense seems to be getting that wee bit tighter, and Macklin's having problems at this moment in time of getting through with a good, solid, clean shot.
And you saw there them working on Macklin's left eye.
Seconds out.
And that's a little mouse coming up from his jaw. Last word to him there from M.Hatton as he comes out in the centre of the ring. And he knows there he's not there for fun now, if he ever thought that, which I doubt. Just cool down a bit, Matthew.
What he has to do is, Jimmy, gather his thoughts here, get himself together and work the openings, like get that jab going, because the jab opens a person up, and you can't break, it's very hard to break him down just with single shots. So Macklin's trying to get power in here, power into the body shots, open him up with the jab makes your opponent think, then you bang lefts in and you bang rights in when he's thinking, you're punching.
At times this is a bit rough, this one, because Furlan wasn't too careful there, but where his left knee went either.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
Not that either of them were angels, but that is not an angelic business. Matthew Macklin, look at the concentration in his eyes, but also you could say the same for Furlan. As Dave Boy McCauley so rightly says, he's one tough cookie. So cookie, scampi, and a little bit of maybe spaghetti bolognese.
Well, you could have that too thrown in, yeah. Some beans.
Stop talking about food as Matthew Macklin goes to the body of Furlan, but Furlan retaliates with his own left hand, and he's getting maybe a little more confident now as the fight goes on, and he realizes he's still in there with the shouts. There's no doubt about that. Alessio Furlan, the 31-year-old Italian, lost 9 of his previous fights, one of which was here in this very city, very ring.
The heads are getting very dangerously close in here.
Yes.
Furlan's getting dangerous with his head. It's going everywhere. And what that can do, if the referee doesn't stamp on that right away, somebody can get cut and it can ruin your career. That's the sort of thing that can happen with a wild headbutt, or somebody being wild with their head.
Yeah, it's a tough and rough enough fight. It's remind you a bit of rugby on the night of the World Cup final. There's a lot of loose head around in this particular scrum. No doubt Macklin is winning the fight, but he's certainly been made fight for it, that's for sure. Because this boy Furlan has earned his keep in a big way. Anyway, John Duddy knew that when they fought here, because the performance he put up against Sebastian Sylvester in that championship fight was his calling card, and then Duddy knew what he could do. Macklin started off like a whizzing train here tonight, but Furlan has taken everything he's thrown at him and is still there and still defending himself. And what's more, he's beginning to attack more than he probably did at any other time in the fight, the Italian is. And there's the bell for the end of another round, and a better round for Furlan, and for sure his courage knows no bounds. That eye is beginning to trouble. What do you think of it, Dave?
Yeah, well, it's not that bad.
Is it bread and butter stuff?
No, it's a cut. There's a cut there, but I don't. It's not really a deep cut. It's not dangerous. There's only like a slight trickle of blood. But that was a clash of heads. That was the head of Furlan going dangerously close and being wild with. And he shouldn't get away with that. You have to stop that right away. This, I think, where it's happened here. Look, see the butt. That was a deliberate headbutt. And the referee should have clamped down on that right away. He might not have seen that. We've seen it. But he just bang. He headbutted him, and he should have been a public warning at least for that. But what do you do? If the referee doesn't see it, there's nothing you can do. We've seen it, and he didn't. And that's why that damage is there right now, because of that butt.
A terrible bad place too for Matthew Macklin. There's 4 rounds left on the schedule, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But Matthew is not best pleased by the reason he got the cut, and you can't blame him. So the referee has got to keep watching on the heads. Furlan is not too careful where he leaves it, but Macklin coming after him now. It's been one very good fight for the customers. People like a bit of a blowout, as the boxers say, and they're certainly getting it here from these two fellas. That was a rather nifty right hand there from Macklin. The left jab was good. But still, as you can see, Furlan very much in it, very much aware.
See, what Macklin wants to do is now what he was doing in the first 2 or 3 rounds. Box this guy, open him up with a jab, bang in the hooks to the body, bang in the right hand. This is what he has to do, because when he was doing that in the earlier rounds, it looked better and he was breaking this man down systematically. But he's got overawed. Furlan's getting very, very dangerous with the head, very dangerous with the arms, because the arms are going everywhere. So Macklin has to stand back and take stock and fight a thinking man's fight here, and break this boy down with 2 and 3 and 4 punch combinations.
Furlan gives ground, but gets a left hand out. Probably scored to Macklin's face. Great admiration for Furlan. That's twice he's been in with 2 Irish darlings in this hall, this stadium. And each time he's given a great account of himself. And he's the one who's carrying the fight to Macklin now. Macklin will have to be told with his head down. Referee David Irving just that. Macklin's a bit wild with the left hand, out of range with that. The man with the connections in 4 roads in County Roscommon, and I'm sure there are many people in that area. Great Gaelic Games area, 4 roads, watching this tonight and holding out. Matthew, I think his father's name is Seamus. So the Macklin connection will be watching in 4 roads in the county of Roscommon, and of course they'll be watching him down in County Tipperary. And what a fighter he is too. But he's not getting it all his own way. They're probably watching in Turin too, or maybe they'll watch this on delayed transmission and they'll be saying our boy Furlan has done very well indeed, as he has. A man who supports Juventus won't lie down too easy, and he won't recognize the red blood either, because he's a pure black and white man if he comes from Juventus.
Back! You punch, one step back.
Last quarter of a minute of the round. And Macklin is getting tired. Not surprising because he's throwing everything by the kitchen sink at this fellow.
This guy is a very, very, very hard opponent to hang a good clean punch on.
The round ended with Macklin's face pretty near that of Furlan, maybe near enough to rub it. It's been a hard fight. It's certainly no love match, that's for sure. Shane Horgan of the Irish rugby team and Dennis Hickey, two great wings in their time. What do I mean in their time? I know Hickey said he's retiring, but Horgan's still very much in the frame. And this is the night of the World Cup final. So either this only saw some of it or none of it.
Corners 10 seconds.
Okay.
So the warning to the corners, 10 seconds, and then we'll be away with the next round.
Seconds out. Round 8.
Round 8, that means 3 left at the stadium, and the stadium is full. Referee is telling both men about the heads. Furlan for earlier, Macklin for the end of that last round, when there's no doubt the heads came very close. So they've each had a misdemeanor, so to speak, and David Irving wasn't blind to it either. There's been so much stuff thrown in this fight. Dave, isn't this Furlan some operators? Come to Dublin away from home twice and take the best from 2 Irish middleweights that they can throw at him.
This fella Furlan, he's a very cagey fighter. There's no doubt about that. His defence is very good. Macklin was having great success in the earlier rounds with body shots and hooks to the head. But Furlan then tightened his defence up, and Macklin has had problems, getting a good, clean, solid shot through. And I think if Macklin stands back and takes it and works his way in with that jab, instead of doing what they're doing now, in there, he's tight in there, he can't get his punches off. He's better taking a step back and letting some combinations go. 1, 2, 3, and 4 punches at a time and break this guy down the way he was doing it earlier on.
He's getting 4, 5, 6 punches from Macklin.
This is what he has to do. And if he does this, he will break him down as he's doing now.
Now he has him. He needs to throw the next 2 or 3 punches, and then he's in with a chance of an early finish. But it has to be good because Furlan, he's stopping it, and I think that's hard luck on Furlan. I have to say, it's stopped in Macklin's favour. Matthew Macklin's the winner. The crowd's gone berserk. But in fairness to Leppiaho Furlan, that was a darn tough decision. But perhaps the referee's reading of it is right, that he was in no position to defend himself, but that was only momentary because he put up a great show. And here is how it ended. Hands of Furlan still held up, but Macklin punishing him at a time when he had his hands held up. Your interpretation, Dave Boyd?
I don't think, I think my opinion of it is right now, I think the referee was a wee bit premature because it's been the same scenario the whole way through. Macklin has had success landing his punches on target and doing damage. He did more damage earlier on in the fight, but the punches that were landing there, in my opinion, weren't punches that would worry a fighter, or he didn't look to me like he was in trouble. I think the referee jumped in a wee bit too prematurely.
Well, there you are. Here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute 28 seconds of round 8, in the interest of Leppiaho Furlan's own safety, the referee has stopped the contest. The winner, Matthew Macklin.
The happy face of Matthew Macklin.
And ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciations.
Really homely face of a chap who loves to fight. And my goodness, he got somebody who matched him tonight, a man who truly came to fight. He didn't come to pick up his few euro for a handy job. And they see that young man in the middle with the smiling face. That's young Seamus Macklin, Matthew's 18-year-old, 17 or 18-year-old brother. I'm not quite sure exactly what age he is, 17 or 18. He looks younger. He'll get away with it, you know, young Seamus will. When he's about 40, he'll be telling the ladies he's only 21.
Good fight. That was very entertaining for all the fans here.
Yeah, well, I like to think I've got an exciting style, you know, inspire to this man here, Mr. Excitement. So, you know, we're in a gym. Billy tries to train us to be aggressive, exciting, and that's my nature anyway. So, you know, I was going out there. I felt I paced myself well tonight, picked it up when I needed to, and, you know, put my foot on the gas when it was time to go through the gears. A pleasing performance. He's a tough old root. He stayed in there when a lot of lesser fighters would have definitely wilted, and you know, congratulations to him. But no, I'm pleased with my performance, and big crowd up here from 4 rows in Roscommon, my dad's place. So good cheer from them too. Furlan
has proven to be quite a difficult opponent, a very brave one. Were you surprised that the referee stopped him?
Not really, because I think, you know, a few more seconds. I mean, I was hurting him in the 3rd, 4th round, and only because he is so tough and so brave, he stayed in there. But I think it was a timely stoppage because he was showing all the distress signals, he was moving away, he was holding real tight for the last 2 rounds, and I think I was on, you know, within a few seconds, a minute away from, you know, KOing him, to be honest.
European title, I'm sure, is next. Is that your ambition?
You know, I feel, you know, what I've lacked in my career is continuity, rounds under the belt. I've got 8 good, tough rounds there. That'll be much more beneficial than knocking a guy out in a round, you know. I learned that, you know, I'm going to pick it up. Sometimes these tough fighters, they're not ready to go. Even though you're hurting them, they've still got a bit of spirit left, and you have to pace it and drop it down a gear in order to pick it back up. And so that was a good learning fight. You know, maybe a couple more of those. And, you know, I've certainly got I feel I've got the talent, the ingredients. It's just about, you know, rounds under the belt now. A bit more experience, then I'm sure I'm ready.
With yourself and John Duddy, it's really fantastic at the moment for professional boxing here in Ireland.
That's it, John Duddy, Andy Lee, you know, 3 great Irish middleweights. Whenever you'd be lucky to have one of us at any time, to have 3 together. That's real interesting. And the 3 of us are still learning, still improving, but I'm sure somewhere down the line we'll all box each other, and I'd say there'll be fights of the year written all over them.
Well, I know you have Roscommon and Tipperary connections, but the word here is you're heading to the Meath County Football Final tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. Martin Donnelly sponsors me, and he's a real GAA man, and I think he's already penciled it in, so I'll just go with the flow.
Well, Matthew, stay with us, because I'm delighted to welcome to RTE Boxing Night here M.Hatton. Ricky, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us live here in RTE. I know you're from the same training stable, Billy Graham in Manchester. What do you reckon about this Matthew Macklin?
Well, I've always had nothing but praise for Matthew Macklin. I think he's what boxing needs. I mean, obviously we're fighting on the same bill. He's going to link with John Duddy, and I think that's a fight for further down the line, you know, when they become even bigger stars than what they are now. Both hugely exciting, and Matthew's improving left, right and centre. I mean, he had a tough opponent there, and to be honest, I don't know how he took the shots from about the 2nd round onwards. You know, full marks to the opponent, but he took his time, set him up, broke him up as the fight went on, had a little cut to deal with as well, so he's showing improvement, maturity, and I think he's a star in the making.
We're all looking forward here in boxing world to that world title fight in December in Las Vegas against Floyd Mayweather. How are preparations going?
My preparations couldn't be going any better, really. I mean, I've been in training 6 weeks already. I'm in great shape already, you know, this far out. So, got 7 more weeks to go. We'll start sparring next meet. My weight's right down in control, and I can't wait. I think the 2 fights he's come closest to lose was Castillo and last time out against De La Hoya. And I think De La Hoya only really fought for 6 rounds of that fight, where I get stronger as I go on. So, I have no doubt I'm going to take that belt from Floyd, without a doubt.
If you win that title fight, will you come back here to Ireland, back to Dublin with it?
I certainly will, you know. I think the fight fans are fantastic. I think Brian Peters is doing a wonderful job. The fight fans are great. And the thing is, you've not just got boring fighters, you've got exciting fighters like Duddy and like Macklin. And Irish boxing's coming back to the forefront again, and it's great to see. And if I do win that title, and I'm sure they very will, I mean, in fact, I'm certain I'll bring it back. I'll come back here for a few pints of Guinness with everyone.
Between and introducing the boxers, and firstly, fighting out on the blue corner, he wears the white trunks trimmed with red and silver. He weighed in at the 11 stone, 8 pound, and fights out of Manchester in England. He holds a 12-fight record, 10 wins, 2 losses. He's the current British Masters champion. Please welcome Her Majesty's Prince Aaron. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, his opponent wears the green trunks trimmed with orange. He fights out of Derry here in Ireland and weighing in at 11 stone, 3 pounds and 6 ounces. He's undefeated as a professional, 21 big wins from 21 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Ireland's John Duddy. The officials appointed for this contest by the Boxing Union of Ireland, the timekeeper, Mr. Alex Mackenzie, the referee in charge of the action, Mr. M.Hatton, who will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Yes, M.Hatton, familiar figure in the stadium, as it was his father before him.
Put him up, let's go.
Great Fred Teat. Well, the odds are certainly stacked against Prince Aaron. He boxed only 8 days ago, did Aaron? And that was, he won on points then against Martin Marshall in Peterlee. But this is an entirely different task altogether against John Duddy. The stakes for Duddy are immensely high, and he knows it, and away they go in round 1. Look at the reach and the height of this man already, Aaron. A snappy enough left jab as well.
Well, if he's smart, Jimmy, he'll stay out of trouble, keep things at long range, but there's something now to John Duddy to break him down and wear him down and get inside those big long arms and start banging in good hard body shots and good hard head shots. But if this guy's smart, what he'll do is he'll stick and move, do what he's doing now, be always on his back foot and moving out of trouble.
Right, step back now.
Duddy, of course, a good campaigner, but it's only his 22nd pro fight. I know that's a lot. Many people have been world champions within that span of fights. But Duddy has a huge 2008 ahead of him. One thing he cannot afford to do is get cut. Certainly not seriously. But that can always happen. But height and reach, and that are generally go in pairs. And there's no doubt about it, they certainly do tonight. Long left jab, you can see it going out, so he has inches to spare here, Prince Aaron from Manchester. 6'3" he is, and Duddy would be certainly short of 6 feet, that's for sure. Duddy trying to get inside him. But Aaron's left hand is good, and he's no dope this young fellow, as we've seen now in the first minute and a half of the fight.
He went down there earlier. I don't know why he went down, Jim. I don't know whether John Duddy got through with a punch or Prince Aaron slipped. I haven't a clue. I didn't see what went on, but he went down and he looked like he was. And then John looked at him and wondered what was wrong with him, because I couldn't put my finger on why he went down.
Now he slipped then, and now Duddy's having trouble here getting inside him. But of course, Duddy's a cool customer, and he's very familiar with this area here in Dublin, the ring, the stadium, where he boxed so often and so well, both in the Irish Championships and for Ireland. And so popular. Got a wonderful reception when he boxed here the last time against Alessio Furlan, and equally so tonight. Into the ring during the fight now, as finally he's caught, and he's caught Aaron with the left hand, and another one to follow up. And Duddy takes a deep inhalation of breath as he comes over to a neutral corner just above us. Emil Teat is counting Prince Aaron. Prince Aaron looks over to his corner and says, what height am I now? Well, he started at 6'3" and he's gone down to about 6'1", because Duddy is after him. The left hand caught him, and that was the damaging punch. Now is he going to survive another 15 seconds? That's what's in the round. Duddy trying to get all over him now, tries a right hand, misses the distance, Duddy. Just if he gets in range here, he'll really punish him. Good covering up though from Prince Aaron, covered up very well, there's the bell, he survived it, and I bet half a minute ago, Dave Boyle McCauley, you didn't think he would.
No, look, he survived that, but I would be very surprised if he lasts another 1 or 2 rounds. John Duddy came out, swarming out. It was a decent left hook, put him down, but wasn't a devastating punch. You'll see it here again, bang, there it goes. Not a devastating punch, as you can see yourself, but it did the damage and down he went. So I think that this young man now is looking for an early way out. I can't see him lasting much longer. Maybe this round or the next round, and then bang, he's going home.
Anyway, he took this fight virtually at the last moment. Packed stadium, and among the attendants here, just at the ringside, is Martin Donnelly, the famous M. Donnelly, so much involved with the Bernard Dunn thing, and of course with Puck and Puck Father, and with what used to be the Railway Cup, the Provincial Championships. He was in Ballybough this evening for the semi-finals. He's here at the stadium now, and he reminds me the next Saturday evening, 6 o'clock at Croke Park, will be the finals. Now, let's concentrate on what's in the ring. It's John Duddy. Certainly knew the way to the vulnerable parts of Prince Aaron in that first round, and Aaron is on his bike and trying to stay away now. But how long can he stay away? I mean, how long is a piece of string? If you're Prince Aaron at 6'3", but John Duddy knows he has his measure now. It wasn't exactly an incredible punch of strength that put him down the first time, but he got him off balance, and if he does it again, Duddy has the ammunition, there's no doubt about that. And that right hand of John Duddy's is cocked, ready to go at any moment. So far he's quite sparing with it, jabbing away with his left hand. There it goes, the left hand again, and he's finding a way through. And you wonder how long this young man can stay out of danger. He has a long left lead, there's no doubt about that. But Duddy again goes punishing him. We're only in the second round, and it looks as though Prince Aaron is about to lose his throne, or the Princess of Thrones.
The writing's on the wall now, Jimmy. You can tell by the way the young guy is looking here, and the way he's conducting himself here right now. He's looking for a way out. He doesn't want to get hurt, but John just can't get those good punches landed. He's throwing loads of shots. They're going round the side. One or two are hitting the target, but they're not doing a big lot of damage. But this young fella, I know by looking at him right now, if John Duddy can catch him with 3 or 4 good hard shots, he wants to go.
It's good night, sweet Prince, if he catches him with 1 or 2 good shots here, because Duddy is the master. Hasn't really opened out completely on him. He can't go mad either. It's only the second round, but he has him in his sights, and one decent punch just might end it for Duddy. How long can Aaron survive? Another one there, he took to the body, and that hurt him, there's no doubt about that. And down he goes. It was the first of those couple of punches in that cluster that put him down. He's down for the second time in the fight. He's not exactly in total distress, but he is in wonderment. He's up again, down twice. Emil Teat gives him the benefit of the doubt. There's no reason to stop it or anything now, but the left jab of John Duddy is now living in his face, and down he goes again. And young Prince Aaron, he's only 19, the Gotham, and he's had enough. He's had enough, and Duddy's the winner. And come next February, probably February, in the United States of America, John Duddy will fight Kelly Pavlik for the championship of the world at middleweight. Maybe we're counting our chickens before they're hatched. The eggs haven't been laid yet, or maybe they have. But John Duddy is a winner. The stadium loves him, and fair play to Prince Aaron. He took the fight late on, and really there was no contest in it. Duddy has kind words for the young man. He has a good jab, he's got good height, but against Duddy, Duddy is in there, the Derry destroyer, and believe me, there's no footy Duddy with Duddy, as Aaron knows.
No, he did what he had to do. He piled the pressure on, kept the pressure on. He was throwing a lot of shots. Some were landing, some weren't landing, but the ones that were landing were doing the damage, like that right-hander. And I knew, by looking at Prince Aaron's face, that he didn't want to know. And he was glad that Freddie Tate didn't let him go on, because Freddie knew the young fella had had enough, and he didn't want any more. And that was why he stopped the fight.
So John Duddy with the shamrock, the proud shamrock on his trunks, is ready for anybody now. And the nice words of consolation there for the young man from Manchester. It was always going to be a Duddy night.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 33 seconds of round 2, in the interest of Prince Aaron's own safety, the referee M.Hatton has stopped the contest. The winner, and now 22 and undefeated, Ireland.